Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. So my name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party. It's Friday night. What? Clowning around. We're doing our evil clowns and tent in the woods and all of that good stuff. So say hello, hello, hello. If you're painting with me tonight, let me know if anyone's painting with me tonight. Let me know if you're new to the fam. We'll give you a warm Eve's Creations family welcome. We got to give props to you know who. Let me find the button for that. Me and my buttons, right? Alright. He's lounging. He's a lounging boy tonight. Tuckered him out, all that fresh air he got earlier. Alright, so we got that out of the way. You never know, he might chime in. We always got to say hi to the butters, right? So, hello, Rochelle. How are you doing, lovey? So, we got Rochelle in the house, and let me show you my handy-dandy table. Okay, so coffee, of course, water, same paints, every single party, white, yellow, black, blue, and red. We've got Big Boy in the house. He is a 1-inch flat. I have a large fluffy tonight, so you need a fluffy brush. Okay, I got Mini-Me hanging out. Looks just like Big Boy, except he's smaller. Brand spanking new Mini-Me. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, Tiny's here. He is a small round for details. We got Mr. Nifty hanging out also, of course, for details. I send him out free for anyone who sends me support. And we got people saying hello already. So let me catch everybody so I can do roll call. Diane is here. Oh, Diane, I got your package from you and Jimmy. You got to let me know. Can I open it on air or something I should just open on my own? Thank you so much. I'm figuring it's from Jimmy to Butters, but, you know, I have no idea. But I did get it, so just let me know whether I should open it on air or if it's something I should open just myself. Savannah's in the house. Hello. Sheila found me. You found me. Mary's hanging out. Hello, Mary. How are you doing, lovey? Joan's here. Hi, Joan. What's going on, baby doll? All right, you're doing good. Hope everything is good with you. Absolutely. Cindy is here. She can't stay long, but she's popping on to say hello. Hi, Cindy. All right, we got... Okay, I'll do that. And Diane is saying to me, Jimmy and I want to see you open it. All right, Diane, I have it right here. I will open it during the live. And anything running in the background? All right, I don't know. I shut everything down that was in the background, okay? So, yeah, I'll open it right here. Hello, Judy. How are you doing? Carolyn is here. I see you this time, Carolyn. Hello, Cynthia. How are you, my love? All right, so, I see you, Carolyn. I see you. FYI, stars are enabled for support. If you send me at least $3 of support, make sure you private message me your address. Hello, Paula. How are you doing? Waving hello. I see that. Make sure you message me. There's another Carol. Hello, Carol. How are you doing? And, everybody send healing wishes to Jimmy, which is Diane's lovely little puppy doggy. He's, he's getting older. So everybody send healing wishes and prayers to Jimmy, okay? Because we know how our fur babies are so important to us. Absolutely, 6,000%. All right, I'm going to put you guys in your handy-dandy holder. All right, so you can look at what we're painting tonight. I cannot show you both at once what we're working on and the actual finished painting. So if you need a reference, take your screenshot now so you can have a reference for what we're doing. Hello, Tina Marie. How are you, sweetheart? And I got to plug you guys in so you stay nice and juiced up. Oh, yeah, electrocuting all of you. Hello. All right, so let me write Tina down. We got 2 Tinas in the house. Oh, yeah. So I'm working on a 16 by 20. 16 this way, 20 straight across. If you're working on something different, that's fine. As long as you're in the general area of your canvas that I am in, you will be fine. All right, guys. So get yourselves ready, Freddy Spaghetti. I'm ready, Freddy Spaghetti. There's a lot of things to cover in this painting. So, you know, replays are always available. Oh, let me do all my buttons. Let me do all my buttons for everybody. Alright, so let's do the buttons. Hi. Okay, so replays are always available on my YouTube. Let's post the YouTube page. I'll find it. I will find it somewhere. It is here. There it is. YouTube. There it is. Alright, and then we have Venmo. We have Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. So, that is all right there. All right, I do have an Etsy page, guys. If you want to check that out, my sister has been working on posting things on Etsy, so we've got that going on right there. All right, so you guys have all of your links. Those of you following my make-em-ups, I got purple sparkly things going on. See that? I was in the Halloween mood, so I went with purples. I went with the purples. Oh yeah, probably can't see it because the light's not good. I gotta show you with the light being better. Alright, so 6,000%. We got our painting. We got everything ready to rock and roll. You guys have all your links. We are all set to go. Take your screenshots, 6,000%, so you can reference what I am painting. And Debbie's late. hello, Debbie. Hi, sweetheart. Eating? What's eating? I don't know what eating is. I have no idea what the eating thing is. Eating doesn't happen. Here's better light for you guys. See? So, all my sparklies. Okay, so, eating. I don't know what eating is. Alright, so, we're going to get started. It's the almighty blank canvas. Oh, it's so scary. But we're going to hit it with our almighty brushes. Yes, we are. We're going to hit it with our almighty brushes. And it won't be so scary anymore. So I'm swirl, tap, dab, and big boy. We need dark in the background. So from about here up, about halfway up, you know, maybe a little higher than halfway, we're going to do a whole lot of blue. Right? We're going to do a whole lot of blue. We're going to do a smidge of black. And we're going to do white. Okay? So, we need like a dark gray, bluish gray background. So, a whole lot of blue. Whole lot of blue. Some black. And a little bit of white. Okay? And we're going to get this on here. And you want it to stop a little bit above halfway. Okay? A little bit above halfway. You're going to stop. Alright guys, you're eating homemade pizza tonight? Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Cynthia. I appreciate that. That sounds delicious. That sounds awesome. Alright, so we're doing this grayish color right across the top here. Okay, so we're going to do our grayish color right across the top here. Alright, and then what you're going to do is we need the light area where the tent is. Okay, so we need the light area where the tent is. So with our background, we're actually changing things up a little bit, right? Because usually I blow through the background, we get right to the painting. But we're going to turn around and you're going to swirl, tap, dab your brush. You're going to swirl, tap, dab your brush. Get it all nice and clean. Okay, so I'm swirl, tap, dab, and big boy. And you want to do this quickly because you want it to blend together. And I'm actually going to grab white and I'm going to grab red. White and red. And about the center, find your center. Finding my center. Let's find the center. Woosah it out. Find the center of our canvas. Okay, so we want to do pink right in the middle. That's where your tent is going to go. That's where your tent's going to go. And you're just going to go back and forth when you hit the blue. Just go back and forth. A little bit down, a little bit up, back and forth. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. Right? And now, I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm going to give it a little swirl, tap, dab. And then we're going to get into the turquoises and greens. Alright? So to get the turquoise color, you want to do a whole lot of blue, some yellow, and some white. Okay, so you want to do a whole lot of blue, right? Some yellow, and some white. Okay, so and that'll give you a really, really, really pretty turquoise color. Okay, so we're going to turn around and we're going to add that. We're going to add that on the side of our red. Just put some splotches there for a second because you got too much paint on your brush. You're going to carry this down, getting rid of that excess paint on your brush, and then go back up and do the back and forth between the pink and the green. Okay, because if you do that with a lot of paint, you're going to wind up chewing up your pink spot, and you don't want to chew your pink spot up. So you're going to go back and forth between the pink and the green like this. Okay, soften that all out. Get that all softened out. Same on this side. And then you can grab more paint and fill in the areas that are around it. Okay, so I'm going to go up into my blue and back down. And you know, if you chewed this up too much, no worries. We can go back and add in some more later. So if you went a little happy and you wound up losing your pink, that's okay. We can go in later and make it a little bit bigger. All right. So as you work your way down, you want this to be more and more green. So I'm going to grab my blue. I'm grabbing my dirty white. I'm grabbing my yellow. And as I work my way down, I'm going to grab more and more yellow. And when you grab more and more yellow, it's going to start coming out more and more green. Okay, so blue and yellow, about the same amounts of each, and some white. My white's very dirty, but don't matter. And you will get more of a green color adding that yellow in there. Okay, so you're just going to go up to where the turquoise was, go back and forth, bring it on down. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, and you can push it into the center. We're going to be doing the path, so we're not too worried about what's going on in the middle. We're not too worried about that. And I'm just going to fill the rest of this in with more of a green color. More of a green color. If you guys have questions, busy week for you. Oldest cat is sick. Had to take. Oh, yeah, that sounds really busy. Prayers and wishes for Tina B's kitty cat, her fur baby. Her fur baby's not doing so well. So we're just going to put this on. Like I said, you don't have to worry about the middle too much. Now I'm just kind of going over, making sure it's nice and thin and flat so it dries, making sure all my areas are filled in. Notice I'm going right around that pink. I didn't even touch it. Right? I am just smoothing this all out, making sure it's nice and thin, covering up any canvas that might have been showing. Just working my way around the canvas. So our background, I think I got paint on my elbow. I did, look. I got paint on my elbow, everybody. So, yeah, let's wipe that off. I wound up paint on my elbow. Right, so we did, so we got the background, right? Here's our blues and grays. This is where the turquoise was. This is where we're going down to the green. This was the pink in the middle, and we could put that back in a little bit better. Once, you know, once this dries a little bit, we can put the pink back in, and we're going to do our path. All right, 6,000%. So let me take my sip of coffee. Also, I want to explain to you guys as this is drying for a minute. So those of you who don't know, I am running a contest for the month of September. So if you send support that is $3 or more via the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or Stars, make sure you private message me. There's a message button right at the top of my page. Your name, because it's not always the same name for your profile. name and address so you can get in the running for a brush set. And what's a brush set, you say? Right, so I just told you guys that I'm using a brand new mini-me tonight. Brand spanking new. Check him out, right? And I'll show you guys what the brush set is. Alright, so those of you who don't know, who are new to the game and haven't seen one, and I haven't showed you one yet, this is everything that comes in the brush set. Alright, you're getting 8 brushes in the brush set. You're getting Big Boy. You're getting the 3 size fluffies. I'm using a large fluffy tonight, but you get all 3. Right, small, medium, and large. You're getting a brand spanking new mini-me, and you're getting a brand spanking new tiny. He's tiny. I don't know if you could see him in there. Let me move the bag around so you can see him. Alright, so you're getting a brand spanking new tiny. Right? Guys, see him in there? There he is. And you're getting 2 nifties. Alright, so there's the 2 nifties. So, Big Boy, 3 size fluffies, mini-me, tiny, and 2 nifties. And they all come in a nice storage bag for you, which you could also decorate. And they all come with the care instructions, so you guys know how to care for your brushes. And if you follow these instructions, these are going to last you a very long time. I've had Big Boy for about 6 years with my paint party business, and they're all still kicking. The fluffies don't die. They don't ever want to die. The mini-me and the tiny, those are the ones that are going to get, you know, first. It's going to take them a minute, but they're the ones that are going to go first on you. But this guy and these guys, you're going to have forever. And I'm saying that honestly. I'm not just saying that to say that. Alright, so that is the brush set. It's the only brushes I've ever used in every single video. So if you love watching my videos, you're watching the replays, any of the videos in the past and any of the videos in the future, I only use these brushes. Unless I'm doing a how-to and you guys ask me to show you something, it has always been these brushes, okay? So, anyway, $3 or more, you get into the running, your name goes in the hat, and you could have the possibility of winning this bad boy, alright? So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And now we can get back to painting because this dried up a little bit. Alright, so I just wanted to tell, some of you are new to the fam, and you've seen me post it, but you have no idea what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, so now you know. Alright, so I'm going to swirl tap dab Big Boy. Alright, I'm going to swirl tap dab Big Boy. Get all those blues and greens out of them. And I'm going to swirl them again. The more you swirl, the cleaner he gets. Right? The more you swirl, the cleaner he gets. So I'm swirling them again. Alright? Going to get all that blue and green out of them, giving them a nice little bath. A nice little bath. And I'm going to go, I got to grab clean white. So I'm going to grab some clean white. Right, so we're going to grab some clean white, and I'm going to grab some red, and we're going to do our pink area again, okay? Because some of you, this might have been gotten chewed up on you when you added the green, right? So you might not have a space that's big enough, right, to put your circus tent, because that's where the circus tent is going, is on this pink area that's in the middle. All right, so I'm just grabbing some more white and some more red. And I'm just going to go back and forth like this. Okay, very little paint. Very little paint. Alright, I'm just going to go back and forth like this. I'm going to turn my brush when I get to the side so it kind of gives these little zigzags into the green. Okay, so I'll do these little zigzags into the green. And you can make your pink area bigger. Alright, so no worries if you were doing your background and it kind of disappeared on you, got a little chewed up. It's all good. You can put it right back in again. We can put it right back in again. Okay, we're not going to stress it. And, you know, you got to paint your tent. So you make this as big as you need it to be to do the tent on it, all right? Because, you know, if you're not that good at painting small, you can paint the tent bigger. You know, just make sure you give yourself a bigger area to do that with. No worries there, okay? No worries there. All right, now I'm just going to make this smaller and smaller as I go down. All right, and then your pink is right back to the way it is, and it's a nice big spot, and you don't have to stress nothing. So I'm not going to clean my brush, and I'm going to go right into black, and then I'm going to pick up some of this, you know, bluish green white stuff that I did. All right, so I'm going to throw some of that on my brush. And I'm going to dab a little bit, and I'm going to make sure it's mostly black though. But I got those other colors mixed in, why not? And we're just going to zigzag zoom, guys, right? So you're going to have it really wide up here and more narrow as you get to the bottom of the canvas. And it kind of goes in over to this direction, okay? So it kind of goes on the one side. So here's my center, right? I'm going to move over. And I'm going to zigzag zoom. I'm going to zigzag zoom, and I'm going to do a little bit of a lifting on the edges. And then as I get closer to my pink spot, I'm going to make this bigger and bigger. Okay, so as I get closer to the pink area, I am just going to make this bigger and bigger, and I'm giving a little flip at the edges. All right, we're giving a little flip at the edges. Right, a little flippy-do going on, right? Easy peasy. And you're gonna put in your path. All right, so mostly black, some of those other colors mixed in, right? So it's not black, 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 black. Okay, and we're just gonna put in our path. Do, 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 do. Just like that. And don't chew up your pink area again, leave it alone. I know flicky doing the path is fun, but don't chew up your pink area. Hello, Carrie. How are you doing, sweetie? Welcome. Welcome, my dear. Everybody give a warm Eve's Creations family welcome to Carrie. Carrie in the house. All right, so next I'm going to wipe off Big Boy. I'm not going to clean him. I'm just going to wipe him off, get all the goopy gobs out of him. Get all the goopy gobs out of him. Make sure he's nice and thin and straight. Nice and thin and straight. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in all of these mini little tree stems that are in the background. Alright, so we're just going to put, again, that black. You can mix it with some of the other color if you want to, if it's on your palette. I'm going to do a little dab. Both sides of my brush, nice thin line, and I'm just going to drop all sorts of branches and twigs in the background here. So you put your brush directly up to the canvas, right, straight on, hold it back here, loosey-goosey, guys, no control freaks allowed, let gravity do the work, faster you go. Hi Jill, I just said flicky-do too, you just missed it. The faster you go, the straighter these are going to be. And I'm just going to drop these in, and I'm going to do some at an angle. I'm going to do some straight up. I'm just going to drop in. Okay? I'm just going to drop in the hints. And you can get a couple, but don't, you know, reload your brush, because our tendency, right, for some reason we think paintbrushes are markers, and if we press harder, we'll get more color. It's not true. What's going to happen if you press harder, you're going to get a thick line. That's what's going to happen. Hello, Kimberly. How are you doing, sweetie? So, reload your brush up. Reload your brush up, okay? Pressing harder doesn't give you more paint. It gives you a thick line. That's what pressing harder does. 6,000%. And it's up to you how many of these little trees you want back here. It doesn't really matter. Completely up to you. Nice light touch. Just dropping some things in back here. Okay, no rhyme or reason. Maybe off one of the other ones is a little Y shape, right? a little Y limb action going on here. Okay, it doesn't matter. And like I said, you can have as many of these or as little as these as you want. You're just dropping in some hints of some trees going on. Nothing really special. All right, there's some bigger trees. There's some bigger trees right here and right here. Not the big guy, but like this one and these over here. So that kind of gives the whole illusion of this wrapping around like an alcove. So same thing. You're just going to drop in the bigger tree, and then once you drop it in, you can make it a little thicker. You can make it a little thicker and put it going down a little further. Alright, so you can drop this in, and then you can give it some branches. Okay, so I'm going to follow along my trunk, and I'm just going to pull outwards. Okay, so there's a nice big branch to this bigger tree that's hanging out on the side there. And there's some bigger trees hanging out over here. Okay, so I'm going to just come from the top. I'm going to drop this in like that. And then I'm just going to make it a little thicker and leave it off to the side because we want to put the big tree in that the clown's hanging behind. So you want to leave them off to the side. Don't put them into the center because we need this space for the tree the clown's hanging out. All right, I'm going to follow along my trunk, maybe do a little out that way. Right, follow along, maybe do one out that way. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. All right, so you just want to put in some bigger trees as it's getting closer. Maybe I'll put one right here. Right, put a bigger tree right there. Just put that in, and then you just make your line bigger. And like I said, you could follow along and do a little pull out. Do some dabs on the bottom here and add some of the bigger trees. Okay, so big boy is going to go in the water. Alright, and now it's going to be time for mist. Everybody can thank Tina B for this. She did mist on one of her paintings, and I green mist on one of her paintings, and I liked it so much. And it was like probably last year sometime, right babe? And I liked it so much I added it into this painting. So we're going to be doing some green mist. Okay, so you want some clean white, yellow, and blue. Alright, and you need a fluffy brush. And you got to let these dry a little bit, these black, you know, the trees, because you don't want them to get smudged. So you need to get this to dry a little bit. So while we're waiting for that to dry, we can turn around and we can kind of schmooze our, where our path is. Alright, because I got to make the green anyway for the mist. So I'm going to grab yellow, and I'm going to grab blue with big boy. I'm going to grab some white. I'm going to do a little dab. And I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to like schmooze up these edges with the path. Okay, so I'm just giving these a little schmooze and giving them a little bit of an arch to make them look like they're going into the path. That's all. Just a little schmoozing, right? Because I got to wait for the other stuff to dry. So we're just going to schmooze that a little bit. Or, you know, if you're still working. Hello, Joanne. You're looking forward to the mist, Jill? Yeah, I got you, girl. I got you. So I am just going to put in these little green moments here. Right? Just some green moments here. Nothing special. And just, you know, fixing up where this path and the grass meets. Right? Maybe put a little piece of grass going into the path. Right? Why not? Why not? Right? Whatever. Whatever. Right? Because we're waiting for all this to dry. So, It was in May or Friday the 13th painting. Y'all just did the bad guy, and I did the whole camp, lake trees and bad guy. Yes, 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 that's right, that's right. So, who said hi? Somebody said hi. Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Hello, 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 sweetheart. Oh, Carrie said hi before. Hi, Carrie. How you doing, doll? Okay, so the mist is easy peasy lemon squeezy, okay? All you have to do is make sure you have a fluffy brush. You know, if you didn't get my brush set yet, just make, you like that? If you didn't get my brush set yet, just make sure you got a fluffy brush, swirl, tap, dab them, right? You're going to go to your paper towel and you're going to do a smash, smash. You're going to do a smash, smash and get them nice and fluffy. And the trick is not a lot of paint. So a little bit of paint. A little bit. And a little bit of white. So a little bit of white too. I dropped paper towels. I had to come over here. So that's the trick. Okay? So I'm going to grab my paint and I'm going to grab a whole lot of yellow because yellow is see-through. Notice I'm just putting it on the tip of my brush. I'm going to grab a smidge of blue, just a smidge, okay, and I'm going to grab a microscopic amount of white. Alright, I'm going to grab some more yellow. I'm going to do a smash smash over here. Okay, a little white wipe. A little bit of paint on here, and with an extremely light touch. I'm going to start with the mist that's closer because there's paint, a lot of paint on here. Or you might have a lot of paint on here. Okay, so start with the mist that's closer. Okay, and then we're going to work our way into adding the mist that's farther away once there's less paint on this brush. Okay, so I'm going to do my swirlies. I'm going to do my swirlies, and you can go over your tree. We can always put it back in later if you want to. And then once it hits to where there's not a lot of paint, I'm going to start working my way back here. And I'm just swirly doing. I'm just swirly doing. That's all I'm doing. So it's very little paint. Very little paint. And you want to have yellow more than anything else. And you're just going to swirly do. That's all you're going to do. And if you notice I'm zigzagging. Notice I'm leaving dark areas. You want to leave those dark areas in. Okay, you don't want to fill the whole thing because then it's not going to have that flowy mist look. It's just going to look like a green foggy background. Okay, so that's what you got to make sure of. Alright, now I'm going to reload my brush, right? Whole lot of yellow. Whole lot of yellow, a smidge of blue, a smidge of white, smash, smash, okay, wipe, wipe. I'm going to start over where it's going to be closer to me, doing rounded brush strokes. Okay, I'm going to go over my tree. I'm going to work it back in here a little bit. I'm going to come up this way. And then as soon as there's not that much paint on my brush, I'm going to work it into the woods in the background. I'm going to work it into the woods that are in the background. Okay, and you just keep repeating that until you have the amount of mist that you want to have. Alright, so I'm going to grab some more white this time around because I want to do the mist that the clown is hiding in. Okay, I want to do the mist that the clown is hiding in. Okay, so I'm grabbing some more white. I'm grabbing the yellow. I'm grabbing a little bit of blue. Mist is yellow swirly doos. You got it. You got it. So with the more white, alright, now that's looking too much like my grass. So I got to grab, definitely got to grab more yellow. Definitely got to grab more yellow. I'm going to grab more yellow and I'm going to grab more white. Okay, and we're going to start off with the circular motion. I'm going to come in here, give it a little life, right? Give it a little life. And then I'm going to bring it out this way. Okay, maybe right to the edge of my canvas, right to the edge of the canvas there. Let's come over on this side and let's start putting the, you know, where that other close-up mist is. If you wind up with a globby piece, you can just go over it with your brush like this, and then take the excess paint and come over into a new area. Alright, and like I said, you just keep doing this until you have the amount of mist that you want. That's all there is to it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay? For the mist, I'm going to put some here. That's around my tent. So I'm going to put some here for around my tent. Right? And you can layer this up, right? And this mist has a little bit more white in it. That's why it's showing up a little bit more. And now I'm going to take my brush, because I have a spot here that has a lot of paint. See that spot with a lot of paint? So I'm going to turn around and swirl it out and soften it out. Just like that. Okay, so if you have a spot with a lot of paint, you can go over it with your nice clean brush and just soften it right out. Hello, 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 Michelle. I hope it's not frozen. I don't know. I hope it's not frozen. Okay, so now I'm going to grab more white. Okay, we're going to grab more white. We're going to grab that yellow, and we're going to grab a little bit of that blue. Smash, smash, and I'm going to come to where these are, where the clown is hiding, and I'm going to do just motions like this. Okay, just sweeping motions. So not necessarily the circles. You know, I'm not going like this. I'm just doing sweeping motions now. And then I'm going to grab a touch more of the white. And I'm going to do a sweeping motion over the top. Alright, very little paint at a time. Touch more of the white. Move over. Sweeping motion over the top. And then you just dab it with your brush until it disappears. Very little paint. See, look, like you can't even see it on my brush. Very little paint and sweeping motion over the top. And that is how you get the mist that's closer. Alright, so more white, some yellow. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put another layer in. Alright, because my clown is going to be right here. Alright, so you want to put your mist in so you have the spot in your head where you're going to put your clown. Okay, so if you need to add another layer, add another layer. Now I'm going to grab just the white, do a little smash smash, and I'm going to put just the white on there with the sweeping motion. Right, it's a sweeping circular motion. Okay, and it gives that little bit of pop to it. But it's still going to be see-through and look like mist. So the key is very little paint. Very, very little paint. If you wind up going on here and you wound up grabbing too much paint and you wound up with a big glob, I love the color of the mist. Can I do it light gray, dark? Yes. You can do it gray. You can do it gray, hon. No worries. Hello, 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 Gloria. How are you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, with gray, same thing, but, well, I'll show you a gray one. Alright, I'm going to show you a gray one because it's a little bit of a different animal. Alright, so with gray, I'm going to grab the white. And then I'm going to grab a smidge of black. And then you smash, smash, smash. Right? to get the gray color that you want, I'm going to grab more white. See, the thing is, this is a different animal because you're doing it with white. So, finding you, I'm doing pretty good. So, it's hard to capture the see-through easy because you're doing it with the white. So, the trick to a gray one, I'll do the gray one here. You get the paint on your brush. You get the paint on your brush, right? And you just do a little flick back and forth on your palette here. And with an extremely light touch, with all the paint on your brush initially, an extremely light touch, you do the sweep. And then you leave a little space and you do the sweep again. Leave a little space, do the sweep again. Alright, so you do these sweeps like this. And then what you want to do is you wipe the paint off of your brush. You wipe the paint off of your brush onto your paper towel. Okay, and then you come into where you did the sweeps and you soften them out. And you soften them out like that. So when you do mist with gray, since the base is white, you use a lot less paint, and you have to do the trick of putting the sweeps in and then softening them. And then you could go and do the little travel trail with it having a small amount of paint on your brush. Alright, and then the next thing you want to do is you grab the white, just like we highlighted these guys, it's the same thing. So, no paint on my brush except the white. I'm going to give it a little dab so it's on the bristles more. And again, sweep, but very light, barely touching, right? Repeat after me. Barely touching the canvas. Barely touching the canvas. And then I'm going to come back in once all the excess paint is off my brush, and I can soften all these out. So if you want to do gray mist, that is how you would do the gray. It's a little bit different of a process than doing the mist with the yellow, because the mist with the yellow is really easy because yellow see-through. No worries, Joanne, no worries. I don't mind at all. Okay, so that being said, now we have all these trees and twigs poking through. So we're going to put all these little twigs and trees and stuff poking through. And if you want to have one tree in front of the mist and, you know, you're going to re-put the trunk in, all of those good things. So let's put in our big trees that the clowns are next to and hiding behind. Right, so we have our clown that's over here that's hiding behind a tree. So we have to put that tree in. So I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. And I'm going to grab my black paint. Yeah, no worries, Joanne. I have no problem showing you. It's just a little different because your base is white and the base for the green was yellow. So with the base being white, you kind of have to do a little playing around. Alright, now, I got to picture where I want my clown, right? So let's say he's going to be here. And then I got to put my big old tree in. So I'm going to hold it back here, right, on the edge. And I am just going to pull, drop in the line I want. And then I could work on making it thicker once I have it in place. Okay, we can cover this up by adding more mist later on. Alright, now this is going to be a big old thick tree because the clown is completely behind it. So now that I got my line in there, and then I could do another branch coming off of it over here, right? Add a branch. And we're going to do another branch over here. So I'm just pulling along the trunk and then pulling outwards to add these other branches. And then you just make your trunk thicker, thicker, and thicker. Okay, you just make your trunk. What is that? Where did that come from? I have no idea. Now, what you want to do is, I'm grabbing a little bit of white, like that gray stuff I just made to show the mist, and I'm grabbing some black, and I'm going to come into this tree and I'm going to add some gray dashes to it. Okay, I'm going to add some gray dashes to it. Just to give it a little more something something, because it's closer and we could see details better on the tree. So I'm going to be grabbing some gray, and I'm doing some gray dashes in here. See, I'm holding my brush here. I'm flicking this way. Okay. So we're going to put some of that on here. Just because it's a closer tree and you're going to see the details. No, don't keep dabbing it to where you dab the details right out. Right? So you want to put it on and then keep it moving. Right? You don't want to dab your details right out of the tree that you just put on there. I know it's fun to do. I know it's fun, but put it on there and keep it moving. As I dab mine 105 times, but alright. So now we have over here on this side, see there's that big tree right there on this side. So we're just going to drop that one in. Right? I'm going to grab my black paint, and I'm going to come over here to this little area in my mist. Again, I'm going to pull this like at an angle. So this big old tree is actually going right off of my canvas. I'm just going to put it in at an angle like it's a big old slanted tree. Okay, so we're going to put that guy in here. Maybe give him a piece coming off. Right, so he needs a piece that's coming off of him. There we go, nice and big and thick. He's a big old tree. Right, and you can make your tree any size you want. It's your tree, it's up to you. Like I said, we're going to cover that up with more mist. And now I'm just going to grab the white and I'm going to put some gray detail in it. So I'm just dabbing with my brush, adding some grease to it. Since the tree's closer, we're going to see some texture on the tree. Right? That's all. And as I play with it, this tree's getting bigger and bigger, right? So, what do I say all the time? The more you play with it, the bigger it's going to get. So, this tree just became like a fortress. But I'll cover some of it up with the mist, and then it's not even going to be a situation. While we have this black on our brushes, you want to wipe your brush off. You want to wipe your brush off. And we're going to do the two little tiny trees coming up from the bottom. So, nice thin edge. And I'm going to come over here because this is the tree that has the circus sign hanging on it. I'm going to come from the bottom. I'm going to hold my brush back here. I'm going to pull. And then I'm just going to turn my brush to get that twig. Follow along what I already painted. Pull the other way. Follow along what I already painted. Turn my brush. Okay, remember guys, I've been telling you to learn the show me the money trick. Okay, show me the money. Right, do that with your fingers. And then you put your brush in there and you can turn your brush. If you don't have that down, you can do this with the smaller brushes. And you can also do this by just turning your hand. Alright, so if you don't have any of that down, that is fine. You don't have to. You can do all of this stuff with a smaller brush. And you can just turn your hands to be able to take care of it. Now, I'm not going to do the tiny, tiny branches with this. I'm going to switch. You tell yourself all the time, leave it alone. Yes, leave it alone. So, I'm not doing the tiny, tiny branches. We're going to do that all in one shot. I'm going to add the tiny branches back in here. I'm going to add the tiny branches onto these little trees. we're going to do that like all in one shot. Right now, I am just adding the tree. And we'll get into all of that tiny fancy stuff later on. Right now, I'm just adding where the tree's going to go with my bigger brush. That's all I'm doing. Okay, and don't cover up your area for your clown. Keep in mind where your clowns are going to be. Okay, so I have a clown peeking out from behind this tree, and I have a clown over here, so don't do these trees and go into your area where the clowns are going to go. All right, 6,000%. Woo! All right, ketchup mustard time. All right, give you all a chance to catch up mustard. We're going to map in our tent. Woo-wee! We're going to map in our tent, and we're going to map in our little clown guys. And then we're going to do our twigs to while that stuff dries, and we're cruising right along. But you guys, with this background, if you get this background, you can use this for anything. You know what I mean? You don't have to do the tent with the clowns. If you wanted, like Tina B did the whole thing with Jason, and she did the whole like campsite scene. If you want to put like a werewolf in the middle, I mean, you can go Halloween with this background on so many different things. You can go 6,000% rogue and fill in whatever you want, you know, for this background, because all it really is creepy woods with mist. So there's no reason that you can't use this and use it to paint other scenes. Absolutely, right? So you guys can make anything out of this, anything your little hearts desire, right? Because it's just the perfect backdrop to make Halloween pictures out of. Cheers, everybody. I'm going to do roll call and make sure I got everybody. Give you all a little bit of ketchup mustard time. Squirt yourself some, hello, April. How are you doing, sweetie? Hi. Squirt yourself some nice, clean, black, nice and liquidy paint. All right, because we're going to be doing twigs and branches, so you want to make sure. Hello, Dawn. How are you doing, sweetie? You want to make sure that you have ungoopy black, because we're going to do the twigs and stuff after we map in the tent and clowns. So we're going to be mapping. You want to make sure you have some clean white paint, and you're going to get your small brushes ready. Anybody else excited for the tent? I'm going to tell you right now, the tent is my favorite part of this painting. It's very Tim Burton-esque. You're going to make it into a graveyard. I love it, 6,000%. Oh, no, April. Oh, healing wishes and prayers out to April. Oh, all right, love. Sending you blessings and healing wishes and prayers, honey. Sending you some blessings. Get your rest. Get your rest. Okay, circus tent. So, I'm grabbing Mini-Me and I'm grabbing white paint. Mini-Me and white paint. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my center of this whole thing. Right, where's the path leading to? So I'm going to find the center of this whole thing. I'm going to move up in my spot a little bit. Right here. Okay, you're not drawing it here, right where the path ends. It's in this whole area. So it's going to go up above where the trees are. Okay, guys? So, see where this is set back? It's set back. So the bottom of it is not that far from the tree line. Alright? And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a wiggly wonky triangle. Right? So white paint, wiggly wonky triangle. Just like that. And I'm doing this with Mini-Me. Could I do this with Big Boy? Absolutely. But I'll probably color it in with Big Boy. But I want to show you piece by piece all the little triangles. So you're going to do your wiggly wonky triangle here. Alright. And then you have another, you have two little triangles on the side. So one here and one here. So two little triangles there. Then you have one at an angle. So you're going to swoop. You're going to swoop, swoop. And then put the other triangle there. And you're going to stop before you get to this piece. Okay? And you just swoop that in that way. So you have your triangle there. Then the next piece you have is the triangle in between these two. And then we're going to go to the other side. So the other side has a line coming. Yes, my replays are always on my page, Sean, and they'll be on my YouTube channel in a few days. So I hit a button. Hopefully that's better, guys. Okay, so after that, right, you have this line that you stop even up with this one over here. Okay? Yeah, I have no idea what's going on either. All I know is it's kind of frustrating. That's all I know. Okay? And then this line going up, you're going to follow it through, and it actually makes another point right here. Right? So if you have to make that initial triangle bigger, make that initial triangle bigger. So I am going to fill in the first triangle so you can. So I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. And I'm going to fill in this first triangle so you can see it better, because now it's going to start getting confusing. So I am going to color in the first triangle. And then the two little ones were here and here. Okay, so you can see those. Just like that. Alright, and now you'll be able to see what the other triangles are doing. Alright, once you have that, you're going to swoop from this guy and put a piece up. So you got one here, right? That's this line. And then you're going to swoop from this guy to the tippy top. And then swoop down and make another piece. Thank you so much for the stars, Dawn. I really appreciate it. I don't know what's going on with the internet, guys. I'm sorry. No idea. It's been doing this a lot lately. I'm about to make a phone call, and I'm not going to be very nice when I do. So you're going to swoop this way, and then come down here like this. And then there's another piece, the last piece. It comes out from the side here and does another point. Okay, so since I was having internet problems, I'll go over that again. This way you guys, if you want to turn around and go rogue with this and just make this piece and then do all these little okay, so if you want to just do this piece and then do all these angle things in the back, you can do that. If you want to do the tent the way I had it, alright, so we did the first triangle here, 2 little triangles. Then I did another one here. Then I did one that was right here. Then on this side, I did a line going up towards the top of the triangle. And then I extended that line past it and did another piece that's running into here. Then I swooped. I swooped from this piece up over all of it. I swooped this way. And then I put that line meeting there. And then I did another swoop up this way and put that line meeting there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, and what you guys want to do, is you want to turn around and make gray. So you're going to make gray, like a light gray, and I got to grab more white paint, and you're going to fill in all of those triangles in the back, different colors of gray. Okay, so you're going to fill in different colors of gray. So I'm going to start with the one in the back. Okay, so the tallest one in the back, I'm going to make that the darkest gray. Okay, so I'm going to fill in this one the darkest gray. Right here. Okay, and then if you want to level up, a little bit, you put white at the point and you do a little zigzag zoom. So if you want to level up a little bit, you put white at the point and you do a little zigzag zoom with the white. Okay, just like that. And then the same with the other point. Okay, so if you want to level up, you just take white paint. After you put the gray on, you put it at the point and you do a little zigzag zoom. Then the next one is an even darker gray, and it's this guy right back here. Okay, so he's even a darker gray. Right, so this guy back here, and I will give you a close-up of this after I fill in all of the gray colors. Thank you so much, Dawn, for the stars. Guys, I apologize for the internet. I shut the music off since that pulls internet. Maybe that'll help. I have my phone on both. I have it on data and on cable. So it should compensate itself. I had it on both to start, and then I just put it on the one, and now I put it back on both again. So hopefully, let's pray to the internet gods. Hello, Britain. Fluffy, Jill. Fluffy was for the mist. Hi, Britain. Hello, doll. Okay. And then I'm going to take just white, put it at the point, and zigzag zoom. Okay, I want to wipe off my brush. A little more zigzag zoom. Okay, just like that. And then you just keep going into lighter grays as you work your way forward. Okay, so this is going to be darker gray in here. Alright, because it's the same color as that one up there. And then I'm going to go add white to my gray. And then I'm going to do this one. Okay, so you're just changing your gray color as you fill in all these little sections. As you work your way to the section that's in the front, you're just going to make your grays lighter and lighter as you work your way into the section in the front. And like I said, if you want to level up, you can turn around and add white to the tips and zigzag zoom. So you can add white to the tips and zigzag zoom if you want to level up. Okay, so that is that piece right there. And he has a piece coming out for a spike. Just like that. Then I'm gonna grab a little bit of the darker, and I'm gonna zigzag zoom the darker. Right, I'm leveling up a little bit. I'm gonna put the dark gray right on the edge of it, and then I'm gonna zigzag zoom it. Okay, so we're leveling up a little bit. And zigzag zoom in the dark gray. So, like I said, it's up to you if you want to level up and add the different shading. Now I'm going to add the white to the point. I'm going to wipe my brush off. Close up. Let me give you a close up. Close up. What do I mean by level up? Level up means I'm doing something that's a little tricky. I'm doing something that's a little tricky. And, you know, by all means try it, but if you don't get it, it's okay, because it is a trickier thing to do, and not everybody is at that point in their journey yet to do, like the zigzag zoom shading that I'm doing right now. So, I absolutely 6,000% think you should try it. But if you don't get it, that's okay, because it's something that's only going to come with practice. So that's what I mean by leveling up. Okay, because I'm adding shading to the tint by doing the white on the points and then the little dark gray on the edges. See the shading right here from dark to light? Alright, and then right here from light to dark. So, it's a bit tricky. So if you can't get it, it's alright if you can't get it. Alright, so this front piece is the whitest piece. Okay, so this is the white, the lightest, whitest piece. Alright, so you're going to fill that all in. With the bright white. We're going to fill all of that in. Right? Fix your edges, clean your edges up. Right? It's supposed to have little wonky edges. That's okay. That is quite alright. And of course the internet stuff has to happen when I'm doing the tent, right? It couldn't happen when I'm doing the trees or something that's not like got a lot of stuff to it, right? It had to happen right when I was doing the tent. But that's okay. It seems to be working now, so I don't want to jinx it. So, hopefully it'll just stay working and we're going to be okay. Alright, so, and then this guy back here is gray. So I'm going to put the gray in for this guy. This guy back here has gray in him. So I'll put the gray in for this guy. Because you can turn around and just do different colors of gray on all these little peaks, and that's going to be fine too. I'm grabbing the whites, and I'm going to zigzag zoom my point. So if you want to do this and just use different colors of gray instead of trying all the highlighting and the shading and all of that stuff, then you could totally do it, and that'll be fine too. And you guys want to think about, like, what colors are you going to do the red and white stripe? Are you going to do a different colored tint? Like, it's all up to you. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so I'm just filling these in. I'm filling in all of these wonky triangles that we made. Now this piece like this is going to come out for the spike. Yes, I know the internet is freezing. The internet freezing is no big deal. We see you. Oh, okay, good, Jill. It frustrates me out of any. Can you guys tell with my tone? I'm all like, it's just so frustrating because I can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? And I want everybody to have a good, fun experience. And when it starts glitching, I know it's kind of frustrating. So then I get frustrated, and you know, which doesn't help anything. But I just want everybody to, you know, be able to enjoy watching the video without having all these issues. But thank you so much for that, Jill. I really appreciate it, because I do get a little frustrated. Okay, so the two triangles in the front, they have gray in the middle of them. They have gray in the middle of them. Okay, so you're going to do the gray in the middle of them like this. Smash that in. And we're going to woosah it out as soon as I'm done showing these little triangles, because the tent is like a thing. It's a thing. Can you all do it? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, can you do the part with the shading? Absolutely. So then I'm going to put the white, and I have the gray, and I'm going to wipe off my brush. And then I'm just going to do a little zigzag zoom between the white and the gray. Okay, and a little zigzag zoom between the white and the gray on this side. Okay, so can you guys do it? Yeah. Are some of you would be better at it? Yeah, because some of you have been painting with me for the past year, right? Some of you just started, so it's okay. So I put the gray in the middle of this triangle. And now I'm putting the whites, and I'm cleaning up my edges, if you notice. Right, we're cleaning up our edges. Okay, and they can be wiggly and wonky and all of that good stuff. Right, because this is an evil circus clown tent. It doesn't have to be perfect. And now I'm going to zigzag zoom between the two of them. So, like I said, if you do each piece of the tent and you just do it different gray colors, that'll work too. That will work too. So, no worries there. And what we're going to do here on these guys is, this is going to be swooped on the bottom. So, swoop. Swoop that part right there. And this side's going to be swooped on the bottom. Swoop. Swoop that part right there. And then the white is going to come out so you can put a spike in it. Okay, so that piece comes out for a spike. Right, this piece comes out for a spike. Put this piece out for a spike. And the one on this side is going to get a spike, so we'll put a little tail on that one. Just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You guys got this. You can do this. Like I said, if you want to go totally rogue and just do, you know, do your triangle and then do all these little separate zigzaggy things, you could totally do that. That is fine. So I'm not stressing any of that. So you guys can do your circus tent that way and just see what happens. Okay, so you can do that too. It's all up to you. It's your tent. It's however you want to do it. But that is all of the pieces. You didn't know there was that many pieces, right? See, that is all of the pieces to the tent. Okay? So I'll give you a little ketchup mustard time. I've been wanting to do roll call. I think I said it like 4 times already and I didn't do it yet. So we got Rochelle in the house, Diane, Tina B, Savannah, Sheila, Mary, Joan, Cindy, Judy, Carolyn, Cynthia, Britton, Paula, Carol, Sean, Tina, Debbie, Carrie, Jill, Kimberly, Michelle, Gloria, April, and Dawn is in the house. So we got lots of people with the same name tonight. Hi, Gail. How are you doing, sweetie? So let's move this back. Gail is here. Hello, 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 Gail. How are you doing, doll? So we're going to move that back, and we're going to map in our clowns. And then the rest of the time, Amanda is here. Diane is saying present time. Okay, Diane, I will grab your present in a second. I could have sworn I had you written down, Amanda. I guess not. I'll write it again. Yep, give me 1 second for present time. Let's map in our clowns, and then I'll do the present. Okay, hon? Because I need the clowns to dry. I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Okay, so we're going to map in our clowns. So I'm going to take Tiny, and I'm going to take my clean white paint. And our first clown is peeking from the tree. See him? He's not really that scary. He's like the goofy, sidekick, right? So you know how you always have, like the evil guy, the bad guy, and they always have like some sort of goofy sidekick person. I promise, Diane. I absolutely promise. So the guy behind the tree is kind of like the goofy sidekick guy. Anyway, in my mind. All right, so we're at the tree, and you want to turn around, and you're going to make an angle, make a line at an angle where you want his head to be. All right, so I want his head to be right about here. So I'm going to make a line at an angle like that. Let me bring in close up. All right, so we're going to do a line at an angle, and then you want to go from your tree trunk, and you're going to come up the one side. All right, so it's an oval, but the bottom half, the oval's cut off. If you want to just draw the oval and then put tree back over it again, you can totally do that too. It's up to you. All right, and then we're going to come from this side of the line, and then you just fill it in. So if you want to turn around and just make the oval and then put the tree back where it was, you can totally do that too. So this is an oval at an angle, just like that. Alright, and then he has a pointy hat. So for the pointy hat, I'm going to extend this angle out, right? That line I made, I'm going to extend it out through the center of his head. And then I'm going to do the triangle to the sides of his head. Okay, just like that. Alright, and then he has flicky-doo hair, right? Which I wanted it to kind of look like horns. So I did a piece this way and a piece that way, and then I flicky-dooed the rest of it. And then on the other side, same thing. Okay, so I did another little piece here, and then I flicky-dooed it. So there's his hair. And there is his hat. And then he has his hand coming around the side. So, oops, sorry, I kicked you guys. Earthquake! So right here, right, you want to make sure your brush is nice and thin. You don't have goopy gobs on the end of your brush. Right? Make sure you have it to a point. Look at your brush, because you need 5 fingers. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3. Right? I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to grab some more paint. Look at my edge. Make sure I have a nice clean edge. Right? We need 4 for the thumb. And we need 5 for the pinky. Then you're just going to oval this around. Okay? Just like that. And then don't play with it like I am, because the more you play with it, the bigger it gets. So now he has a George pinky. Now he has a George pinky because I played with it. Oh goodness, I gotta make his other fingers bigger now. Right? So, there we go. And wherever you have your hand, okay, so where your head is, you're gonna put in the shoulder piece. So you want to put that in. Okay, so it goes below your hand and then connects to the head. And I'm going to put a little color in there. I'm going to grab my blue and put a color for the shoulder piece so you could see the difference between everything else. Okay, so all I did was grab some blue paint. And I'm coloring in this shoulder piece so you guys can see where the shoulder piece is compared to the hand and the head. Alright? Okay, so there's that. Alright, so let me, alright, we'll do gift now, okay? So some of you can catch up mustard with that clown, and then we'll do the other clown after the gift. It's presents! So, Diane sent me a gift, and she has this lovely little guy at home who's like a golden retriever, right, Diane? He's like a, lab golden retriever. He reminds me of my Spencer, who is no longer with me. I can show you guys a picture of my Spencer. Okay, so we're going to do presents. Alright, so field trip. Alright, so this was my, my Spencer right here. That was my Spencer boy right there. So, Jimmy reminds me of my Spencer. So, anywho, and they were lovely enough. Yellow lab. Okay, he's a yellow lab. They were lovely enough to send me a present. So, we're going to do that. And, thank you so very much. So anybody that would like to mail me something, just message me and I'll give you my address, because some of you are don't do any of the apps for like payment and tips. You don't do the Venmos or the Cash Apps or anything, but you feel inclined to help support this endeavor of mine, to keep the lights on. So I'll give you my address to be able to do that. And then I've received gifts, like lovely Diane and Jimmy sent me here with Jimmy's little paw prints are all over it. You guys see that? Look, see all his little paw prints are all over it. I love it. And I'm the worst with packaging. Anybody have trouble with packaging? Like, I can't do packaging for nothing. So I hope I can rip this doll. I'm ripping it. Oh, I see Starbucks. I see Starbucks. I see Starbucks on here. Let's see what this is. Starbucks Roast Sweetie Whole Beans Coffee. Sweet! I'll really be rocking and rolling. When I squeezed it, I thought it was dog food when it was in the packaging. Woohoo! Caffeine, baby. Italian roast, Starbucks, whole bean, coffee. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be rocking her. I'm going to be like, then you paint this, then you paint that, then you paint this, then you paint that, and then you put this here, and you put that there, and then you put this all over this way. Thank you, my sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jimmy, too. Thank you, sweetheart. Give pats to Jimmy for me, okay, Diane? Thank you. I really appreciate it. All right. I'm gonna be rocking and rolling with the videos, having Starbucks coffee. But I like Starbucks. It's good. It just you know, it's like $10 a cup. Hello, so I don't go and buy Starbucks. That's for sure. Well, every once in a while I'll treat myself to Starbucks coffee, but this is great because I usually make it at home and put it in a to-go thing. So now I can make my Starbucks at home and put it in a to-go thing. So our other clown is in the mist over here. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, absolutely. I'll have a cup of coffee with anybody. Certainly. So our other clown is in the mist. So wherever your mist is, wherever there's like a bubble in the mist, okay, you're going to go on the top of that bubble and you're going to do like a little horseshoe. All right, you're going to do a little horseshoe. Okay. And then you're going to, hi Sarah, how are you, sweetie? Once you have the little horseshoe, you're going to put the head on top of the horseshoe. So you just want to do an oval, parentheses and a parentheses. Okay, just like that. And then you have his hat, which you guys can do your hats any way you want, but my hat's like a little swoopy-doo hat. You guys can put your hats in any way you want to. And then there's a puff. There's a puff on his hat. And then his hair is flicky-doos. Flicky-doos, Jill, flicky-doo hair. Flicky-doo that way, flicky-doo this way. Flicky-doo, flicky-doo. And I gave him one of those like puff collars. So when I color this in, he's going to have like a puff collar, which I'll do. I'll grab the blue again real quick so you guys can see it. So he has this puffy collar that goes like all the way up to where his nose is. So that is part of his costume, is this like puffy collar thing. And then in his puff is the color of the collar. And then underneath the mist on the bottom, so you're going to follow through, and you can grab black paint now. You're going to follow your clown down through your mist, and underneath the mist here is his boots. So we have a boot going this way. We have a boot going that way. Okay, and then the boot on the other side is kind of at an angle this way. Alright, so then we have the other boot at an angle going that way. Okay, and like I said, you can color these clowns in any way you want. Anything that you want them to be, any colors that you want them to be. So, you know, 6,000%. You can have a lot of fun with that. I did, oh yeah, Dunkin' Donuts to treat yourself to a coffee. Oh, thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Yes, Diane, that's what I do. Nice to finally be here. Yes, Sarah, it's nice to have you. And if you're doing stripes on his hat, the only thing I want to tell you is that when you do the stripes on his hat, you want to curve the stripe. Okay? You want to curve the stripe because this is a cone. So you're going to curve the stripes like this. Okay, so if you're doing stripes on the hat, you're going to curve the stripes. Alright guys, so I'm not going to color these in because I want you guys to have fun with this. Make the clowns your own and pick whatever colors you want to color them in and all of that good stuff. Give them the expressions you want them to have. You know, if you have a picture of mine, I'll show you what mine look like. Alright, so I did a squiggly mouth, okay, and then this guy over here, he's got the evil eyes at a slant, right, and his nose goes up to the collar. So I'm going to leave these guys just the way they are so you can have a lot of fun. You can make them your own, and I'm not telling you how to do it. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is put my circus sign in. So that's over on this tree. So I'm going to grab that white paint I've been working with. And it's shaped like an arrow. So I'm going to put the brush on here and do a little push. And then I'm going to put the, come over here, do a little push. Alright, I'm going to fill this all in right here. And have it have two triangles on the back end. Like that. And then the front of it is, I just did a line this way and a line that way. And then you do a different angle to get the point on the top. Okay? And you can color this in any way you want to. Anything you want to do with it. If you're writing on it, you start with the middle letter first and work your way out. And this is my sign. I'll show you mine if you need an idea. And I put little drippy, blood drippies on it and stuff, goopy drippies. Okay, I wrote circus all weird. Alright, so if you're doing the word, you want to start with the center letter. Or the space, if it's got even letters, and you just go either side out. Because this way, as you're filling it in, if you need to make it bigger, you can make it bigger on the ends, okay? If you ran out of room for whatever your word's going to be. So, I'm showing you this. If you want to take a screenshot, I'll hold it for a second. Okay? And you guys can make your sign any way you want your sign. I'm not going to get into that. I am going to do the twigs for you. I'm going to do the cleanup of the mist for you. And I'm going to show you the stripes on the tent. Absolutely. So I'm going to do that for you. On the top of my tent, I have a flag. Alright, so I'm grabbing my white paint. And I'll bring you guys in. Woo, close up. Okay, so I just, like this, and then it's one of those banner flags. So it just went to a point, like that. Okay, and you guys can color your flag in any way you want to. And now we're going to do our twigs and our branches, and I'll show you the details of the trees and the twigs and the spikes and all of that stuff. And then I'll show you the stripes on the tent, and we're going to be all set. So if you have any questions for me, 6,000% ask them. I'm grabbing black paint with Tiny, and I'm going to put the opening for the tent in. So again, just a wiggly triangle, right, coming down. And then, you know, you want to make sure you go around those two other triangled pieces. And just fill this in. Okay, so there is your tent opening right there. And then, so, grab nice, fresh, clean black paint. So you can't do little lines and little details with goopy paint. It's not going to happen. Like I said, if you have any questions for me or you want me to show you something, 6,000% ask. I'm going to do all the tiny twigs and branches and show you how to do that. And then I'm going to do the stripes on the tent. So if there's anything more you want to see, just ask me and I'll show you. If not, you guys can, you know, adventure on your own and make this painting your own and do all the really cool little colors and details that you want to do. So what you want to do is you want to clean up these edges with more mist. So I am taking my small brush and I'm going to dab, dab, dab to get most of the excess paint. This one was gray. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to do these little swooping motions. Okay, very, very, very little paint, right? Smash it with my finger a little bit there. And then you clean up all your edges with the mist. Okay, so again, rounded. I'm just going to take my finger and soften it all out. And then the mist over here was the greenish yellow mist. Alright, so I'm going to grab those colors, the blue, the white, and the yellow, very little bit of blue. And I'm going to come in here. Once you color in your clown, you can clean up the mist in here. You can clean up the mist around his boots. Again, you just do sweeping motions with your brush. Okay, all sweeping motions and very little paint. Not much paint at all. How much paint? None. None. And then you could clean up where the trees meet the mist. Alright, so you just add the mist going around these edges and it'll clean it all up for you. Like I said, very little paint, sweeping motions, and you could soften it out with your finger and you'll be all set with that. Alright guys, so I'm going to grab new black paint and I'm going to grab my soda because I'm like dying of thirst over here. I have a show tomorrow. I'm going to be in Tom's River tomorrow. Tom's River has the Artist Guild, which I'm a member of. And they're doing like a little festival of just the members of the guild. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Cheers, everybody. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Etsy. I shared the link to my Etsy. The website's getting fixed up. That's under construction, but if you go to my website, there's links to all of the other platforms that I'm on. If you're part of TikTok, I go live every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. to do a painting. A lot of it is repeat that I've already done through Facebook from like last year. But if you're interested and you have the app, you can 6,000% go on there. I almost dropped this whole thing. I almost dropped this whole soda. That would have not been good. All right, I'm going to grab more black paint. I'm going to show you the twigs. I'm going to show you the stripes. And you guys are going to be all set. And thank you, Internet gods. You wish you could go to my show, but you're in South Carolina. That's okay, Jill. I try to do videos of them for you guys now. I forgot to do video when I was in Smithville. So tomorrow I'll try to remember to do a video for you. So this way you guys can get a little, you know, a little look-see into my world and into the shows that I do and my setup and all of that kind of stuff. So it's like you're there. All right, so we're going to grab Mr. Nifty. And I got clean, fresh black paint. And to do spooky twigs are a little different. Spooky twigs, you actually want to keep them short. And you saw my other video. Good. You want to keep them short and like have really like, you know, major angles in them. Very sharp angles. All right. So unlike doing our other trees and doing the twigs on the other trees, you're going to do these a little bit different. Also back here, you want to add some of the detailed twigs coming out back here. If you want to put a tree back in front of the mist, okay, so you could just put the trunk back in so that tree is in front of the mist. And this way it sets the mist back even further. So you can do that. Alright. You add all of these little details back here. Like I said, if you want one in front of the mist, you just draw it back in. And then that tree is in front of the mist and it sets the mist back even further. Okay, so if you do that, it will set the mist back even further. If you need to clean up where your clown was or any of those things, 6,000%, you could do that. And you want to add all these little details into your trees. Okay, so if you want to put like another little tree coming out of your mist, right? So say here there's another little guy coming out over here. All right, you can add little trees in with everything else. Okay, so all, you know, like I said, the more details, you know, the more layers and the more details, the more it's going to look like what it is. Look like what it is. It's gonna look, I don't know what I'm talking about. I was gonna say real, but this is totally fantasy, so how is this going to be real? Even if you do extra details. And it's going to look like what it is because you followed what I was painting. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the more you add to it, alright, it's going to make a difference, okay? So that's all I was trying to say. Whatever. Alright, so short twigs at an angle. So unlike the other twigs, right? So the other twigs on a tree, we used to follow along and then pull out and make them all soft and pretty, right? So for a spooky tree, you actually want to come out and make these angles. All right, so you're going to start where the tree is and you're going to pull out. Okay, but then you want to start cutting in these weird kooky angles like that. And then when you put your little pieces on there, you want to actually keep them kind of short. Right, you keep them short and you put them at angles, and now you have a spooky one compared to a soft one. So when you guys add all your twigs and your angles and everything else, alright, when you come out of the tree, you know, you want to cut these to have very sharp angles to them. And then when you add the pieces to them, you want to keep them like on the shorter side and more blunt. And that is how you get a spooky looking tree compared to a non-spooky tree. So that's the trick there. All right. And you can add those to all of your trees and everything else that you have going on. And that is how you make them look spooky. The circus tent for the pegs, I just did a little T. Okay, so just a little T. And then the ones in the back were a smaller T. Alright, so I did the posts sticking out from the top of the triangles. Okay, so I did the pieces sticking out from the top of the triangles. For these guys, I actually cut it in, skipped over the white part, and then brought it down like that. For these two tent pieces right here. And I also added a crookedy little angled thing on top of the entranceway to give it some spook factor. Alright, so all those little things to add a little spook factor. Okay, this guy had the angled eyes. Right, so you draw it at an angle and then just swoop the circle underneath. I gave him angry eyebrows too. This guy had the little swoop, swoop kind of eyes because he's the ditzy sidekick. Alright, so those were the expressions I did on those two. And for the stripes. Okay, so red see-through. So all that shading and everything you did before, you're going to see right through your stripes. So you don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to get my Mini-Me, since he's brand new and he has a nice edge on him. And you're going to need 2 coats of red. Alright, but we're not going to do the pink first. We're not going to do the red and white first like we usually do, because I don't want to lose all of this hard work I did in shading. And you'll actually see the shading right through the red color. Okay, so you actually see the shading right through the red color. Alright, so you don't want to add the white. But what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to turn around and do 2 coats. So what I did with the red stripes is you just follow the shape of the triangle that you're in. Alright, so like I'll start up here and I'm going to swoop this right on the edge of that one. Alright, and then you want to stop where the other one starts. Another thing you can do to really define it, like you can turn around and do your lines in different directions. You don't have to turn around and have them all match up. And then I left a space and did the next line. But you want to make sure you skip over and follow through on the other side those lines that you're putting in. Alright? And then another thing I did is whatever direction I picked, I just followed that same direction throughout the rest of that triangled piece that I was working on. Alright, so I kept the same direction. And like, see how this is swooping? Alright, so when you do your lines, you want to do swooping, okay? So this is going to swoop, right? This is going to swoop. So you can do a sweeping line. Right? Isn't this brand new Mini-Me great? Look at this line, these lines I'm getting from a brand spanking new Mini-Me. I love new brushes. Yes, I do. So, and like I said, you just want to follow the same thing through that whole piece. And if you run into another piece, you skip over it, and you come to the other side and you finish it out. And you're going to do this for the whole tent. Alright, and then I tried to like kind of like make it so everything is different from the other thing. And if you really, like if my triangles, you couldn't tell the difference between the two, I definitely did one on the edge, right? And then I just try to pick different directions to put my stripes so you can see the different pieces of the tent. And like I said, you got to follow through the whole piece with whatever you chose as your line. And you can do these, you know, and then as you go down, if you want to start swooping them, you can start swooping them. Okay, because the fabric is laying flat, or it's doing an angle, or it's being swooped. Okay, and then these guys, I did a rounded line on, and it really makes it look like the fabric is rounded. Okay, so you want to do, you know, you don't want to do a straight line because this is all fabric and it's bending and it's dipping and it's doing all of these things. So if you add lines in and you make them curve and you make them swoop and you make them do all of those, it's going to add to the effect of the tent being fabric, right? 6,000%. And then once I rounded this, I went inside, right? Because this is the same piece of fabric. I went inside and I extended that rounded part inside of the triangle, like that. Okay, guys, and then that way it looks like the fabric is rounded, and then it looks like it's changing and being the same piece of fabric through the whole thing. So that was all the little tricks with the fabric. 6,000%. All right, and then the main triangle, the big guy right here, you know, I went pulled down and then I did sweeping across the whole thing. Okay, sweeping and crooked, and this way it looks like the fabric is flowing. And you just do these little sweeping things. You could either follow the same direction or you could bring it down to the other piece like it's being held up that way. So you can do the sweeping on both sides of the door if you want to. And that is how I did the center triangle. Okay? So there you guys have it. Clowning around. And I want you to have a lot of fun with this. It is a very fun painting. Like I said, I think somebody's making the Misty tree area into a graveyard. So that's totally cool, right? So you could totally do that. And you could do the clowns, and you can have fun with this any way you want to. That's the whole point of art, right? You can make it whatever you want it to be, and go rogue. Rogue is completely supported at this venue. So I hope you had a lot of fun with this. There is no Friday paint party next week. I got a working gig doing face painting, so so there's not going to be any party next week. The following week is our kitty cat. So the following week is the kitty cat. Okay, so that's coming up. I was supposed to have the surprise painting I told you about on Tuesday finished, but I didn't finish it yet. So you will see the masterpiece montage video of that one when I get that done to reveal what it is, and then I will post the event. If there's anything you guys want to paint or you want to learn, right, for the how-tos, if you want me to show you something, if I already taught it, I can share the video with you. If it's something new, 6,000%, I'll show you guys. This is all for you, you know. So, and thank you so much for anybody hitting the stars. Thank you for hanging out through all the internet stuff. I don't know why that's a thing now. Seems to be happening like the past few Fridays. Hopefully they work out whatever they're doing. And let's see if there's anything else I have to announce to everybody, to the fam. I think that's all right? And if you ever have any questions about anything, if you're painting something, you have a question, or about the brush sets, or address, or the contest, hit that message me button at the top of the page. Have a great show tomorrow. See you in 2 weeks. Yes, Carolyn, it wasn't that bad. All right, thank you, Tina B. I'll still be here on Tuesday, though. We're still going to have our How-To Tuesdays. So next Tuesday will be a how-to. They're just not going to be a Friday paint party. That's all. So I'll see you guys all on Tuesday. Absolutely, 6,000%. So I really like this painting. I think it's a lot of fun. And I hope you guys have fun with it too. And Kitty Cat's in 2 weeks. So, and if there's anything you want to see or do or paint, especially for Halloween, let me know. Thank you so much, Jill, and thank you so much, Tina B. I appreciate it too. I appreciate it too. You ever have somebody say something and then you just repeat it back? Like, you know, I was at the movie theater and somebody said, enjoy the show at the concession stand, and I was like, you too. They're working the concession stand. How are they going to enjoy the show? I do stuff like that all the time. I also push the pull doors. You miss Butters? He's sleeping. Butters is sleeping. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. So, you all warm my heart. You know that. And have fun and go create. I'll see you all on Tuesday, okay? Mwah. Good night, everybody.